Hey there, I am Rotus. I am a Twitch streamer on Twitch. You can find me at Rotus. I wanted to put together a quick video around all the challenges and how I got around those challenges upgrading to an XLR. Initially, I started off with a GoXLR and had issues with, controlling individual channels. My requirements were fairly simple. I wanted to have individual control over each channel going to my stream. I didn't want those settings affecting what I hear since I use speakers, and I wanted a physical button to push to control what I hear. So I got around that using the Wave XLR, the Stream Deck, and then you really only need any 3.5 type speaker. I'm using Logitech's. I'll put up the model number here. And you want to go with the 3.5 because you don't want your system overriding the control for the volume, which happens with the USB. So going into it, I'm going to assume you have, minimal knowledge around OBS and Wave Link. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you want to see any other videos. So here we go. All right, so for starters, make sure everything's all set up. You have your XLR mic plugged into the back of the Wave XLR, and that you have the monitor out, which is the 3.5, plugged into your speakers. So that's how we're going to get around or add additional fine tuning to the volume outside of the Stream Deck. So taking a look at the Wave Link, this is kind of the brains, the mixer of how this all works. Within here, I'm able to essentially create as many channels as I want and route output from various apps into, I can go individual channels, I can combine them all. Like with my SFX, I have my OBS and my Mix It Up, which is part of my stream stuff. That's like the sound effects, new follower alerts, stuff like that. I can break it apart into my music, my Discord, my game, and then just have the normal default system output. Another cool thing is you can add VSTs to any one of these channels, so you can adjust the EQ, and it's really awesome. Within here too, you can specify your monitor mix, where that goes. Here I'm physically plugged into some speakers, which we'll get into, and then your stream output, or your stream mix, which is your stream output if you wanted to combine all these channels and have a single channel in your OBS. Next, you want to go into your Wave Link and make sure you have all your channels mapped correctly. If you click on this little guy, it's going to open your app volume and device preferences, and from here you can specify, what output goes to what channel within the Wave Link. You want to make sure that your output is set to the Wave Link system and that your input obviously is set to your microphone. For example, in here I have my solitaire mapped to my game. It's going to be the game channel right here. I have my OBS sound effects, which is, we won't get into that, but it basically goes to my SFX channel. And then my music goes to my music, and then system is system. All right, and then once we're all set up on how we want our outputs mapped into the Wave Link, I go ahead and mute out the stream output, since I'm going to be using individual channels rather than the single stream output into my OBS. This gives me the controls over each volume input into OBS, which kind of spurred the whole purpose of this video. Another thing we want to make sure is the master volume is 100%, and I will show you why and how that comes into play. So now that we have all those pieces together, we can go ahead and I'll just do an example of the music channel. So for example, I have it playing in the background. What I'm going to go ahead and do, so I hear it through my monitor, and as you'll see, so let's go ahead and add a new output capture, audio output capture, and then we'll just name this Wave Music Test. And then you'll get this drop down here, and the device we're looking for, since this is a music, is we're going to do the Wave Link music. All right, so as you can hear, sure, I'm in the stream now, it's probably really loud. So here's where you get that kind of granular control where you can adjust, how, at a very simple level, how loud the music is in your stream or how loud this specific channel is in your stream. The big key difference is, for example, I can mute it. I'm not hearing it in my monitor anymore, but as you can see, it's still going through the stream. And then from here, if I want to turn it up, if I want to turn it down, it does not affect the stream. If you wanted to go back and set up the Stream Deck to have buttons to adjust the volume within OBS, you can do that. Again, this is very simple. Like, I have audio ducking set up for my stuff, so it's all automatic. But in a nutshell, this is how you can have granular control over your channels and have it not affect your output. So the challenge I had was that if I would turn down what I hear, the stream's volume goes down as well. And this is how I figured out how to get around that. So again, the music's muted. I'm not hearing it, but the stream's still hearing it. And then from here, you know, per each channel that you put in, you can adjust the volume. All right, yeah, well, that's the short of how you do it. I mean, the sky's really the limit here. You can set up as many channels as you want. You can really get down to the nitty-gritty of what apps you want routed and how you want it routed and what volume you want it routed. I really like the whole digital mixer versus the GoXLR. Where there you're kind of locked on what you only have a certain amount of channels that you can really work with. Again, with the Wave XLR, the sky's the limit. You can really micromanage, again, everything you want, and you know exactly where that volume's going to be in your stream. It's not going to affect what you hear. You know, it's awesome. So there's a lot of trial and error, a lot of research. I couldn't get a clear answer on the internet, so that's why I kind of put this together. Again, keep in mind, I only gave you one example, just music. You can have that for your game. You can have that for, your Twitch stream sounds. You could have it for any other source you want. So it's really, use your imagination. There's so much you can do with this. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. If you want to see any other videos, maybe more in-depth on the Wave XLR, or how I have my OBS set up, or audio ducking, or mix it up, let me know. I'm going to try to put out one of these videos maybe once a week of cool tips and stuff I learned the hard way to help you not have to learn the hard way. But again, yeah, thanks for sticking with it, and I'll see you next time.